I believe you spent 3 days with the US Navy on a working submarine. What was that experience like?
I loved it, actually. Even though what they do is very complex and complicated, I had a lot of respect for they have to be on so much, but there's a simplicity to that lifestyle of 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours working, 8 hours either studying or hanging, and you kind of quickly get into that. I quite liked it, but that being on a sub, it's a mind-blowing experience, and doing these drills. So suddenly you're drilling on a fast attack hunter killer Virginia class US submarine, doing battle stations, diving, surfacing, fire drills. And I was also the captain, so people had to address me as the captain whenever I came into the control room. Captain on the con. I'm like, yeah, very funny. It was a wonderful experience and really set me in good space for the movie.
And director Donovan Marsh said that other actors on set would actually respond to you like a real commander. How easy was it to get into that rhythm with the crew? Are you a natural leader, do you think?
I don't know, but I tried to be in this film was to really get to know the rest of the cast and the other crew, because there was a lot of extras, but it all became like one big family, and to kind of work hard and get a level of respect so that when you were speaking to them, they did understand you and they heard you, and that you really started to feel that as the movie, that I was their commander, and I think that it plays well in that, because there's so many subtleties within that story of how this crew have to respond to this man, despite the fact that, as far as they're concerned, he might be asking them to do something which is going to lead to their own horrible demise, because there's no pretty way to go out on a sub.
And you don't share any scenes with him specifically, but Oscar winner Gary Oldman is just an incredible presence on screen. What do you admire most about his work?
Just his sheer talent and his how dynamic he is. And that I've loved him in so many movies, but as Churchill, it defied explanation as to how brilliant he was. We were very lucky to have him, and he plays that role so well. It's just, I love the characters in this movie and how you can identify with each of them, but be very wary of certain ones as well. And he really gets that kind of warmongering Donegan down to a T. That he was a different kind of person, much more contained, much more cerebral, and yet a kind of inner intelligence. There was a bit of the everyman mixed with this almost this seer, but it just felt like a particularly subtle journey that he had to take, and the challenges that he had to make, that this time weren't affecting his own life but all the lives of the people around him. And I just loved that it's contained in every way, contained physically, contained emotionally. This claustrophobic feeling that he has to deal with a crew who don't really know him. They've heard things about him, but to go in with these circumstances and be faced with what they're faced with, and try and inspire and motivate that crew, knowing that a lot of them think you're a madman with the way he wants to progress. There was just so much meaty stuff to get into. Meanwhile, being at the edge of your seat the whole time. We were as characters, and as an audience, when you watch it, you're just in there with them.
And talking...
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!